Somebody texted today and said they had a car smash at their high school as well. $5 per smash. They apparently went to Beverly Hills High.
Yeah. It's funny because I heard about it for the first time, I think, from my dad, because he went to high school in a very, very small rural community called Woodland, Alabama. And I remember thinking, like, oh, that's crazy. And then I got to high school myself, and then we fucking had one outside of the stadium for our Beat Opelika pep rally.
See, now that I think about it, my school may have had this, and I was so just disinvolved from school activities that I just had no idea.
That might be the case with mine, too. Like,
Yeah.
there could have been a lot of things that gone on in my school I wouldn't have known. Because I just left by the time at the end of the day.
My whole concept is, why would you why would you add an activity to your day that made you stay at school?
Yes.
Why would you want to do that? Even if it is athletics, you're still at that school for longer.
Yeah.
It's a good part of your day. But I guess, if you're going to go NBA like Daniel,
yeah,
or if you're going to do whatever, just kill some time in high school. Show the other kids you're a badass, score a touchdown, get an interception.
I was in NBA. Marching band, awesome.
All right.
So I'm going to go.
That was my after-school activity.
My brother was in marching band.
What did he play?
Trombone.
Okay, all right.
And he enjoyed it. He had a lot of fun, it seemed like. A lot of friends, a lot of good time.
Oh,
yeah, band kids seem to have a good time.
Yeah, because it's just hanging out with each other.
Oh, yeah, just a bunch of nerds.
We low brass, man. We hang. We get crazy.
There's a lot of, it's one of those things like comedy. There's some downtime.
Yeah.
That you're just hanging. Goofing around with your high school buddies.
My buddy TK, who played the trombone in high school, he was maybe 5'2", like a very, very short guy. And of course, trombone to play the C.
I don't think that's that short at all.
Well, you didn't attempt to do this. In order to play a C on a trombone.
He attempted to be in the NBA.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's way crazier. Never mind. I forgot who I was talking to. Lil Carrot.
He.
So when you play trombone, the farthest out your arm goes.
Slide.
Yeah, the slide.
Yeah,
in order to hit the note of C, which is pretty common in music, you have to have long fucking arms. And so literally he got to the point where he could put the trombone on the edge of his foot and play the C with his toe.
That's pretty tight.
That's how good he got it. And he could do it while playing.
That's impressive. That will get you a record deal.
Yeah.
If people still sign trombone, like trombonists, this kid's got the stuff.
If you can do that and invent a time machine to go back to the 1920s,
yeah, play with Scott Joplin.
You could be fucking set, dude.
Yeah. No, I think there's just room for one, and that's Trombone Shorty. If you remember that band from
speaking
early
of
2000s.
Short trombone players, this isn't the same, but last night me and Daniel watched the movie The New Guy.
Oh, DJ Qualls.
Qualls. I saw it being on Prime. I hadn't seen it since I was about 14, 15 when it came out. One of the main jokes that they do throughout the movie is that there's a member of the marching band who's a little person, dwarf, whatever.
Yeah.
And the reoccurring joke is that he exists. They just show him on screen, and that's supposed to be the joke.
Wow.
And they do it all the time. Well, it doesn't stop getting funny.
This is from what, like 2000, 2002?
2002.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time capsule of 2002. Banging soundtrack.
DJ Qualls is involved.
The whole plot.
Tommy Lee is involved. Lyle Lovett is DJ Qualls' dad.
Whoa.
Fucking Jermaine Dupri and Kool Moe Dee are prison guards. Henry Rollins is a prison guard.
Oh my god.
DJ Qualls gets his boner broken.
Yeah, DJ Qualls gets his boner broken by an elderly vice principal in the first 30 seconds of the movie, and that's why he has to leave. He talks to a girl for 10 seconds, and he gets a boner because
that game.
Because he's DJ Qualls,
and it's the first day of school, and he he pops a huge boner, and it's just in this middle of this area of high school where everybody's surrounded him. For some reason, there's a guy with a camcorder just filming the whole thing. Vice principal comes up, grabs his boner, tries to yank it, breaks it, breaks his dick in front of the whole school.
Damn.
And that's when Eddie Griffin has to show him how to be cool.
Jesus.
Part of it was filmed in Austin.
It's just about a guy who's so cool he makes his football team do better.
Yeah, it is why he's cool. Basically,
he takes the team to state championship. He doesn't play football. He's not part of the marching band. He just shows up to the games and does something
like a
cool.
cheerleader, but he's not on the squad.
Yeah,
he shows up and he does like the Patton speech.
Oh, okay.
Which in real life, kids would have made fun of that guy.
So
that would have been
punched.
Way more.
He would have been punched
than...
as soon as he put on the Patton uniform. He would have been punched.
So he's like a personality mascot kind of.
Yeah, he does. There's a Braveheart satire too in it.
Oh my God.
They have there's a lot of bad.
I've always just been aware of that movie. Just
oh, you never saw it?
I've never seen it. Yeah, I just knew it was.
Well, you're missing
out. It was sort of DJ Qualls exploding on the launch pad.
Yeah, it was after Road Trip. After
right.
Tom Green made him famous.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we're gonna give him his own movie.
I mean, I remember at the time liking it. I don't remember it. Maybe look up right now how much money it made. I think it might have been a success.
Okay. I remember it was a
success. It was a success with me and my friends, at least.
I was like 6 when it came out, and I remember it.
This could also be a thing of it being filmed in Austin before Austin was necessarily like a cool town.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was one of those movies where people were just like, "Oh, dude, did you see that?"
That would definitely have something to do
that
with
setting shot of that thing we know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it made. Like a lot of comedies, very low budget, 13 million budget, box office 31 million. So that's not
bad.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
DJ Qualls could have been a big star.
He still works, I think.
Oh
He's
yeah, I'm
all
sure
right.
he does. He I think we said this on the Patreon. He was in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. He was pretty good and legit too. That show was all right.
I'll have to check it out. I'm always in the market for a high DJ quality film.
Yeah. Well, this.
We heard about all the sexy teenagers.
That was so good for all the listeners. Rivers tried to hit that right when he said that cheesy joke, and he missed it. He missed it so hard.
I right-clicked when I meant to left click.
He zigged when he should have zagged.
We all know what that feels like. Oh my God. Well, how are y'all doing? Everybody good?
Yeah,
man.
Had a fine day.
Just
been hanging out in the living room.
Hell yeah.
Listen to some music, watch Daniel play video games. Ooh. It's been an exciting day at the house.
Fun. It's pretty fun. It takes your mind off the end of the world.
Yeah.
Watching these school motherfuckers on 2K.
Dude, I had a listener to the show message and ask like kind of early this morning, like, "Oh my God, are you guys okay?" And I had just woken up and I was like, "What?
Never been better."
And I was like, "I'm good." And I'm like, "What happened?" And apparently she said that just like the news that she had been watching sort of made it seem like there were so many fires around LA and like people were getting evacuated and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
My parents saw a shot of an observatory with flames behind
Mount
it.
Wilson, yeah.
But it wasn't Griffith Observatory. It was some other observatory.
Yeah, it's Mount Wilson Observatory.
But my parents know Griffith is very close to me, so they're like, "Are you all right?
Yeah.
Did you have to evacuate?" And I was like, "No, that's very far away."
Yeah. I appreciate everybody, people, because anytime California is on fire, I feel like the people who listen to the show are so nice. We always get messages. Just so everybody knows, we are located, if you looked at a map of Los Angeles, essentially in the dead center of the concrete jungle. So if our place burns down due to a wildfire, you're going to hear about it.
It'd be a trash fire.
It would be a gas truck.
Not unlikely.
I could see a gas truck just coming off the freeway, breaking through that wall, just right into the side of the building.
Yeah,
it wouldn't necessarily hit us, but the fuel would just throw fire all over our apartments, which would be maybe worse than an instant death.
Yeah. So if we die in a fire, it's a freak accident and not part of a larger
unless I set myself on fire, Richard.
Or unless the fire department severely has a breakdown of some sort.
Yeah. If they just quit working and somehow a wildfire manages to burn through about 12 miles.
Hey, we were on lunch. Sorry, couldn't do nothing.
I mean, crazier stuff has happened.
Right, yeah. Yeah, sorry, we let Los Feliz and Hollywood and West Hollywood and Century City, all those burned down, and then we couldn't quite get to you in time. So.
Don't get me wrong, the city is going to burn down, but not because of the wildfires, just in general, over time.
Yeah. I wanted to share this story. So the town council of a small hamlet in upstate New York voted unanimously to keep its name last Wednesday. The name? Swastika, New York.
Yikes.
Yeah. Fucking Swastika, New York. They have 4 council members.
It has to be some other type of swastika, right?
Well, yes, but also it's very funny. So this is just like a small hamlet of a slightly bigger city called Blackbrook, and so the town board of Blackbrook is in charge of swastika, and they have domain over that hamlet. They voted unanimously 4-0 to not change the name. John Douglas, the supervisor of the town of Blackbrook, told CNN that swastika was named by the town's original settlers in the 1800s and is based off the Sanskrit word meaning well-being.
Well, you know what? In all fairness, if you take away any connotation, you take away the Nazis, swastika sounds like a town name. Like, hey, come on, we're going to Swastika. They're gonna have a farmers market.
Yeah, the swastika swap meet is swell.
Like swastika, like on Sunday mornings, we our family we make the drive up to Swastika. It's like the one city on the outskirts of a very rural area.
This city councilman, by the way, says, quote, "We regret that individuals for out of the area that lack the knowledge of the history of our community become offended when they see the name," Douglas said. "To the members of our community that board represents, it is the name that their ancestors chose." And I did a little research on this, and that's funny.
This is like one of those things, if you lived in this town, you'd be like, I live in Rochester.
Right. Yeah, I live in Blackbrook. I don't live in Swastika. I live in Blackbrook. But I say that's funny because I found a thing about Swastika, New York from 1977. So in an interview in the Plattsburgh Press-Republican with Edward Dupree, the town's last postmaster, because Swastika is no longer an incorporated town. It's part of this bigger town. So when it was a town, the last postmaster, Edward Dupree, said that the community was previously known as Goodrich Mills up until 1913 when the post office came in. Quote, "The government sent a list of names. It had nothing to do with the community. It was just the name for the post office." So this asshole's like, "This has always been our name." It's like, yeah, it wasn't until like 1913.
Huh. I mean, 1913, were there Nazis in 1913?
No, but...
I mean, there's always people who don't like Jews, but like they weren't as organized.
Yeah. No, the Nazis didn't come around until the 20s, but the point is, leave it up to some asshole Republican small town shithead to be like, well, fucking, you just don't know your history. And it's like, yeah, actually, looked up your history. Yeah, by all rights, you should be Goodrich Mills, you fucking dick.
Well, yeah, there's still a city in Texas called White Settlement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, White Settlement.
They named it in the 40s.
Also,
can you believe this? They named it in the
40s?
Yeah.
God, that's so wild.
It's a pretty new town.
Yeah.
They're trying to be like, well, at the time when it first started, the settlers were white.
Right. In the 40s, yeah. They came in their Studebakers and their old-time cars.
But, it's not like it's that new of a city. It's outside Fort Worth,
Yeah, I know.
Right.
It
was just optimistically named, for them. Like,
yeah, they tried to... They've voted.
Maybe if we just say it, they won't come.
They've also unsuccessfully voted to change the name.
Yeah,
right.
It's also just a shithole place. I've been there quite a few times. It's not a cool place.
Yeah.
White Settlement, not a hot spot.
Another city. You say you live in Fort Worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, live in White Settlement. Don't.
In April 2019, a neighborhood in a town outside of Denver, Colorado, voted to change its name from Swastika Acres to Old Cherry Hills.
Man, when you add the acres, it sounds kind of hokey.
It just sounds like a retirement community for ex-Nazis.
Swastika Acres, where I'm going to lay down.
Yeah. Klaus Barbie retired to Swastika Acres after the war.
It sounds like a TV show if
that's what I'm saying.
If the Germans won, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sequel to Hogan's Heroes, where the shoe is on the other foot. You know? Yeah, Hogan is the caretaker of Swastika Acres, and all the German prison guards live there because they're old now. But yeah, I thought that was fun, and also. What an easy thing to just change, and then the guy has to be all like, "You just don't understand."
What a fun thing to remind us of the systematic racism of America that is just nonstop and everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was the fun thing I had to kick things off, but also
that's pretty fun.
I want.
When I think fun, I think swastikas.
But also today is the day that Rolling Stone magazine released their updated 500 greatest albums of all time.
I heard that, but I haven't had a chance to dig through it. What are some hot takes?
When I want to know which albums are great, I go, what's a dead publication?
I was going to say, I had a subscription to Rolling Stone that I got for, I think, my 13th or 14th birthday, and I had it all throughout high school.
Well, that was a period of time that would make sense.
It made perfect sense.
People used to get magazines.
Dude, and I remember the original 500 greatest records, Rolling Stone, came to my house. It was 2003, and it was fucking huge.
What was number one?
Number one was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
That's tight.
And then I believe number two was Pet Sounds.
That's fair. Those two are fair.
Well, and I will say, I'd heard Sgt. Pepper's at that point. I had never actually listened to Pet Sounds.
I just listened to it the other night.
Oh, man.
Again, just re-listened to it. It's such a good fucking record,
it's perfect.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Well, and it's funny that those are 1 and 2 because Sgt. Pepper's is essentially a reaction to Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
You know? It was just him and Brian Wilson, McCartney and Wilson, just really trying to one up each other and shit like that. But they re-released it because the original one in 2003, very rock and specifically white rock heavy.
Which
is Rolling Stone magazine. That was only their thing.
Exactly.
They had to start hip hop exclusive magazines because Rolling Stone did not cover hip hop and rap correctly or.
At all.
Often.
Nobody
at all.
And also, rap was considered a novelty until probably the 2000s. People thought it was just going to go. Yeah, people there wasn't a popular mainstream rap song until mid to late 80s, 10 years into it. Now it's the biggest thing in the world, so it's hard to think about. But at the time, for the longest time, critics dismissed it a lot of the time. There's no critically acclaimed rapper in 1988.
People still don't call rappers musicians.
Yeah, it's bananas.
Right. They will always call them a rapper instead.
Right. Yeah, I think Run DMC is kind of credited as being the first mainstream rap group.
Yes.
It's been Raising Hell isn't until I believe 85 or 86. So
and then NWA happened, and they weren't as much mainstream as they were just made a big news story.
That's the thing.
Big movement.
And that's when white kids got on board.
100%. Well, I mean, it's a kind of obvious comparison, but I think it's apt. Is most people, the kind of older white suburban populace is about as aware of what was going on with NWA as they are now about Cardi B. Because they were so fucking controversial, it just became a thing of this is a thing I hate just instinctively. And so it, of course, became very appealing to kids.
Yeah, I mean...
every kid wants to have a wet-ass pussy.
That's all they want. That's what the
exact same as NWA.
Christmas lists are filling up, and at the top of that list is a WAP.
Ice Cube speaking out about police brutality 30 years ahead of its time.
Cardi
know what I
say about that?
Getting her fucking clam hole wet. That's two very similar.
Bucket and a mop.
Hey man, both are songs about equal rights, man. One is about being treated the same under the eyes of the law, and
Remember in Sugar Hill Gang when they were rapping about macaroni?
That's the best.
In 2020, it's a whole different type of macaroni.
The chicken tastes like wood, man. Yeah, that was a big complaint. He had to get some kaopectate. Yeah,
eating macaroni, it's really good. I'm about to go and something. I can't finish it, but it writes itself.
Whose joke is that where they talk about how Rapper's Delight is 14 minutes long because no one thought they'd be able to make another rap record? So they're like, well, we better do it all.
No, there's several good Rapper's Delight jokes.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that shit. But anyway, yeah. So we got the 500 greatest albums. I was gonna say let's each do a couple of rounds of pick a number between 1 and 500.
These are all controversial always. Because
I'm sure. Yeah,
everybody. There's no such thing as a definitive list of
no, of course not.
And then some people actually take this to heart or whatever. And I mean, we have to, of course, for comedy reasons, do 420 and 69.
420, Earth, Wind, and Fire, That's the Way of the World from 1975.
You think Earth, Wind, and Fire would be a little higher up?
I mean, just that record specifically. I'm sure they probably have more entrees into
they're a good band.
into the whole thing.
I'm glad they made the top 500.
Yeah. Let's see.
500's a lot.
It is, but think of how many bands there are.
Exactly.
And think of how many albums those bands put out.
Yeah, this record, by the way, is the record with the big hit on there was Shining Star, which is that's a jam.
Oh yeah, that should be higher up.
Like all of Earth, Wind, and Fire, definitely overplayed at weddings, but my God, what a slap, what a jam.
Man, it is September, and I haven't heard that song once.
Oh yeah, we passed the 21st night of September, so that was the day to listen to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go to 69 is I played we mentioned her we went to her goddamn beach house. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, coming in at 69.
Never heard that. What was the song
singles
from that? What was the single?
The singles are Ironic and You Ought to Know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I know You Ought to Know.
You definitely because that's the one where
I'm sure I've heard it.
It's about Uncle Joey on Full House. She sucked his dick in a theater.
Really?
That's one of the lines.
That's hot.
When I went down on you in a theater, and that's how she sings it because she's Canadian.
Dude, those wacky fucking yucks.
I'm telling you. And my favorite on there is You Learn is a good one, and then also One Hand in My Pocket, where she's got that line.
Oh, that song is good.
She's like,
my mom had this album.
Everyone's mom had this album. Everyone, if you had a female friend at all in the 90s, they had this fucking record. This was big shit. And good record. I mean, tons of singles.
Very successful.
Great.
Very successful.
Nice.
I always like the line where she's like, "'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one's giving a peace sign."
Yeah. That's the most memorable lyric of that song for some reason.
Or the other one's smoking a cigarette. That's how she sings it. Awesome. Fantastic. Pick a number, Daniel, between 1 and 500. Or if you just want to hear the number 1, I can get right to it.
372.
Ooh.
I like it.
I love it. Oh, fucking classic, dude. 372. Big Brother and the Holding Company, Cheap Thrills. That'd be Janice Joplin's first record.
Okay. Yeah, I'd never heard Janice Joplin until fairly recently. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
What the hell's on that?
Did you know she used to perform a lot in the same city where The New Guy was filmed?
You just keep bringing up New Guy back.
Yeah. It's the one with Piece of My Heart. That's the famous song off that record.
Do they have like a description of the album after these?
They do.
I was thinking it would just be like an Excel.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be like an Excel spreadsheet.
I would assume it's just assigned to the entire staff. Like everybody writes 10 blurbs, kind of a thing, maybe.
So can me and Sam guess the top 5?
Yes. Let's go. Let's go to the.
I would imagine
the
probably number 1 didn't change.
Am
I wrong?
You are wrong. You are wrong.
I don't know enough about
because
I only listen to rap
music. I bet they're pandering exactly, and I bet it's gonna be a lot. I bet it's all rap music.
Well,
I doubt that.
So I'll tell you this: the number 1 previously was the Beatles. The highest Beatles performance on this is number 5, and it is not the one that was number 1 last time. So I'll say that. So yeah. That's my hint for the top 5.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm gonna guess.
I just don't think Rolling Stone is actually hip enough to put a bunch of rap music super high up on
I'll
the
say
list.
that. There's no rap music in the top 5.
There's no rap music in the top 5.
Of course.
That takes away a big guess of mine.
What was it? What was your?
It was
guess?
gonna be My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh man, it's not.
Is that top 10?
Nah, maybe it might be top 10, but no, not in this day. If this was 2009, I bet it'd be higher.
Is any Kanye in the top 10?
Oh, actually, the number 10 is hip hop. So the highest charting hip hop
is number 10.
I would call it hip hop / R&B, but yeah, it's number 10.
So that's probably Beyonce or something.
No, actually. So
is it Drake
coming in at number 10, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh, that makes sense.
Fucking great record.
I'm just thinking of popular records because it's Rolling Stone.
Hardly a hip hop record.
I mean,
Lauryn Hill is from the Fugees, but that's not really. There's not rapping on every song,
sure, yeah,
or even the majority of the songs.
Yeah, but that's why I qualified. It's got rap.
So
call it hip-hop
the
record.
top 5 would probably.
So that's just top record by a black person.
No.
They have some Stevie Wonder ahead of that.
They do. Yeah, number 1 is a black person.
Whoa!
Yeah. Is the greatest album of all time? Is it? Because I'm trying to think.
Did they allow Michael Jackson on the list?
Well, then it's not a real list, because that's the thing. Like, if you're going by objective good music.
Yeah, no, but you're talking about albums and not singles. I would say the closest Michael Jackson had to the best album is Thriller, and even Thriller has the I don't know, Michael, the girl is mine. Oh, you're being silly, Paul.
Dude, it's all about Off the Wall.
I kind of like Bad, honestly.
Okay.
I think Bad's a good record. Yeah. Off the Wall is good too because it's the most like kind of funky, like disco-y. Like I think, but that's not the point.
Okay,
but that's not. Man, that's fucked. I imagine Beyonce is in the top 5.
No, well, like I said, I would have qualified that. That it would,
yeah, that's true because I just imagine that these lists are just for pandering.
I would say that Beyonce is maybe slightly more hip hop related than Lauryn Hill, but
I guess
they rap about the same amount.
But top 5 probably.
So I'll just tell you. We'll go down to number 6. Number 9 is Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks.
That's okay.
That's the highest Dylan. I'm a Highway 61 man myself, but sure. Number 8, Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution.
Sign of the Times is a little bit better.
You think so, man?
In my opinion, man.
I believe Sign of the Times is in the top 50. I remember seeing that.
It's got to be. I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man.
Starfish and Coffee, baby.
Dude.
Number 7, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Okay.
I never heard that one.
Man, secondhand news. It's got some jams on there. Dreams, Gold Dust Woman.
Maybe. I don't know.
Number 6 is Nirvana, Nevermind.
Oh, really?
Which I think was.
I disagree with that. I'm about to piss off a lot of people.
No, that's a correct response.
The one Nirvana thing that Rolling Stone did, because after the albums thing came out, I think the next top 500 thing they did, or maybe it was top 100, was top 100 guitarists of all time, and they put Kurt Cobain in the top 10 of guitarists.
God.
And I was like, you know what? I give Kurt Cobain a ton of credit for songwriting and composition, but his guitar playing is just a straight ripoff of the Pixies. Put Frank Black in the top 10.
Look, I'm gonna say it. I'll be the one to say it because I'm a young man. I wasn't around for Nirvana, but Nirvana was not that good. They were.
It's one of those lightning in a bottle bands, and shit like that's fucking great when you capture the lightning in the bottle and you get an album like that.
Yeah,
but as far as
number six
best album ever,
I don't think Nirvana should be in the top 100.
I mean,
that's
in the top.
That's my hot take.
Yeah, I think it could be in the top 100, sure, but top 10. I don't even know about top 10.
The last time I listened to Nevermind, it was cliche as fuck, but I was in Seattle. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna throw on fucking Nevermind and cruise around Seattle, and I was like, okay, I get it.
I just feel like there were so many better grunge records, like anything.
Well, that's the thing about this record. I was just thinking that's the thing about this Rolling Stones list. No actual underground music is gonna be involved.
Right, right.
This is all gonna be mainstream. This is all meant to sell.
Did Frank Zappa get anywhere on this list?
Oh, I'm sure he's on there somewhere.
I
bet he's got I bet
500. That's a lot.
We got. I'm sure we have an Overnight Sensation or a Hot Rats or something somewhere on the list.
Because it's just it just blows. Because I just assume that they mainly go by popularity. But 5, if it's not Sgt. Pepper's, it's probably Abbey Road or...
bingo, you got it.
Oh, it is?
Number 5 is Abbey Road by the Beatles.
In my opinion, should be Help. I think Help is
really?
It's whenever they first kind of started to be their own thing. I think...
It's actually the album with all the number 1 singles.
The Beatles won.
That's their best one.
Yeah.
To me.
No, Abbey Road... I think Abbey Road's probably my second favorite, but I've always been a White Album person just because there's just so much shit happening. It's what a lot of people complain about the White Album is that it's so unfocused is what I kind of like because it's just like...
It's a little jarring sometimes, especially like in the mixing really does not hold up well if you don't listen to a remastered version.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, Magical Mystery Tour
is so great.
Is very close. It might be it's pretty tied for me with
although
Help.
That one was kind of a singles collection too.
It was. Yeah, it definitely was. I'm a stupid piece of shit.
No, you're right.
And that's what's important.
No. I'll fucking stand for for Magical Mystery Tour for sure.
I'll stand for the movie too.
The movie's insane.
It's fucking...
The movie is almost irredeemable.
Sam, you can't do acid anymore, but you can watch Magical Mystery Tour.
I could find
crazy.
something more trippy than that.
That movie should be called "There's No One Left to Say No."
It's just them trying to do Monty Python, but but no one's funny enough to
everyone's too fucked up to write Monty Python, so it just falls apart. Abbey Road, the one thing I do like, and it's a real shame that this is the one record, as far as I know, that Paul McCartney actually played a P bass and not the Hofner, because his fucking bass parts on Abbey Road are
I noticed that
real.
They did a remastered version of it, and I was listening to it, and I was like, man, these bass lines, like, because you forget that because they're the Beatles, but like you forget that all of them were pretty fucking exceptional musicians.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a weird thing, so like the Beatles were good at playing music, but like...
Well, I mean, back to Pet Sounds, the Wrecking Crew, which was the studio band in L.A., played on so much of Pet Sounds. You know, the Beach Boys would come in to sing harmonies and stuff like that, but they barely had anything to do with it musically.
Yeah.
The Beatles were actual studio musicians.
Yes.
And there is actually a great YouTube video if you just want to, like, fucking listen to some...
there's hours
of it.
Them in the studio.
One of my favorite things is because when Beatles Rock Band came out, it was the first time I think
that was their second best album.
It was the first time.
I love Rock Band so much.
Well, it's cool because for Rock Band it was the first time that I think George Martin had released each what they call the stems, so the vocal part, the bass part, and so you can hear on YouTube they have Paul McCartney's bass stems from Come Together. And you can just listen to that, and you're like, God damn, he's doing a million things.
Fun fact, if you're into music production, you can find the stems for pretty much any song that was on a Rock Band or Guitar Hero game.
Yeah.
Which is very handy if you're just trying to sample like one particular instrument.
Number 4, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. I can't argue with Stevie.
I can't either, but that
fucking great.
Yeah, no, that record, I don't know. I like talking.
Is that the one that has?
It's one of those things where it's like they knew they had to put him up there. That's his most popular album.
Yeah.
That one's got Sir Duke, Pastime Paradise, Isn't She Lovely, Saturn.
Oh, I love Isn't She Lovely.
It's a great. See, this whole album's. It may not be his best one, but it's a great album.
Yeah, there's a lot of hits. I imagine. Was Billy Joel next? Fucking
no. Joni Mitchell, Blue is in at number 3.
What?
Which
I'm not familiar with that one.
Who is Joni Mitchell?
I know who she is.
Why
but
is she
blue? I've never heard that album.
Oh man! Well, the one song that
it's the third greatest album of all time.
It's pretty fucking good, dude. Carrie is insanely great.
It's better than the Velvet Underground and Nico, or is that still in the top 5?
No. This is the famous song out there. Is California, which as cheesy as it is, I do listen to this shit when I'm back home in Alabama, and I'm like, can't wait to get back to fucking LA. It really does. Oh, fucking great. I'm a Joni Mitchell apologist, as uncool as that fucking is.
What do you mean uncool? She just got number 3 of best album of all time. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, no. I mean, especially in the 90s, like when everything was way more sexist and fucked up, liking Joni Mitchell was like the fucking. It was a sign you were a pussy.
Yeah, I didn't like any girl artist until almost I was an adult. And then Lorde came out. Well, that was when I was in high school. Man, this is I start crying.
It fucks me up, man. I love this song. And then number 2, Pet Sounds. So that held strong at number 2.
That's fair, yeah, because that's a fucking amazing record.
That's incredible. And finally, number 1, and this is I think the only song cycle on the whole thing. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? which that's a fucking great one.
If we're going Marvin Gaye albums, though, Hear My Dear is better.
Oh, yes. God,
Hear My Dear, I think, is his best album.
Yeah.
It's the most cohesive. It has the best context to it.
Yeah.
It's his best songwriting for the most part.
Yeah. I will say What's Going On is a record that I revisit.
What's going on?
I revisit about every 5 years, and it is incredible to listen to. It's one of those where you're constantly finding new shit.
So what was the deal with Marvin Gaye? How did he die? Like his dad shot him?
He was high on crack and drunk and started a fight at his with his dad at his house.
That's fun.
Yeah, his dad was just
Marvin Gaye, not the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, his dad also. There's a reason.
They didn't factor wokeness completely into this list.
Well, and once you read about his dad, you're like, oh, well, this is why this guy's fucked up
yeah,
for sure.
It was not a good family.
Fucking asshole. But basically, he went to his dad's house down in South Central LA somewhere, and was fucked up. And his dad shot him in the back. I think he pushed him or punched him or something, and then turned his back to him and was walking out. If I remember correctly, he was walking out of the house, and his dad fucking shot him in the back and killed him.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. So
that's not what's going on.
Not what's going on.
But that'll get you a post office named after you.
That's true.
On Vermont Street in LA.
What's going on?
Wait, has he got a post office?
Yes, he does.
Shit.
I used to pass it every day on my way to work.
Whoa! What's the cross streets on that?
I'm not sure. It's pretty south of here.
Oh, okay.
It's between here and the Exposition.
Oh, okay. Oh,
the blue line
down near USC.
Yeah, it's near there.
There's a Nat King Cole is the post office closest to here. Like if I ever miss a package, it's always at the Nat King Cole station. So yeah, we got a lot of good singers have post offices named for them around LA. So that's cool. But yeah, that's the number one.
I'm calling shenanigans.
See, this is what they want.
List.
This is what they want from you.
Yeah. Well, hey, man. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "This is great. I love that because I can argue about this kind of shit."
I know, same. Because I love Marvin Gaye, but number one's
that's a
bold fucking statement.
I remember him being pretty high up on the list the last time in 2003, and I think it was before. Honestly, dude, that list was pretty formative for me because I didn't know. I remember finding on the list the Replacements' Let It Be, which I'd never heard of the Replacements, and I just remember seeing it and being like, there's another record called Let It Be? What a fucking bold thing to do. And then I remember picking it up and being like, motherfuck, this is one of the best records I've ever heard. So very formative for me. But,
I just think that there should be a lot more Steely Dan.
I bet there's
on this
list.
Is
Rolling Stone. I'm sure
I
Steely
think the
Dan
top 10 should just be Steely Dan's discography.
What's the top actual rap album?
That's what I was actually about to go.
Because that's my thing. It's there's no Little Brother. The fucking...
Of course they're not going to
put... The Minstrel Show. There's no Blue in Exile.
Oh, my God. Little Brother, that's a fucking great record, man.
I love Little Brother, man.
God.
They are so good.
Yeah, that's not even... I bet that's not in the top
But
500.
that's, probably the best rap album ever.
I don't know about that, but it's fucking great.
It's good. I think...
The Minstrel Show?
I think Fonte is second only to Andre 3000 as far as if he's on a feature, I'm like, click, immediately.
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it is, he's incredible. So, number 50, Jay-Z, The Blueprint.
That's only number 50?
Number 50. And then this is the one that's
I'm getting fucking heated.
Hey, this one's a fucking...
The Blueprint.
Hey, buddy, this is a crime for me.
H to the Izzo.
Yeah, that is
number
a crime.
50. This one's a crime. Number 49.
Life stories told through rap. You're acting like I sold you crack. No, Hove did that.
Number 49, Outkast Aquemini, which...
That's 49?
That should be way higher,
That should be way higher. That's their best record. That's
so good.
I'm getting too heated from this. This is fucking infuriating. What's the highest Kanye album?
I'm scrolling, baby. Sign of the Times, like we mentioned, 45. Illmatic by Nas, 44.
Oh, that's fair.
This is where they stowed all the rap records. 43, Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Let's see.
So they were like, we'll give them in the top 100. So no, wait.
37.
Gets mad.
37 is The Chronic by Dr. Dre.
Tribe Called Quest gets way too much credit for their production for how stupid their lyrics were.
Their lyrics are very stupid. It's just, are you on point, Tip? all the time, 5. On point 10, all the time, 5. We're going to the store.
When I grabbed the MIC, they respect me. Yeah, it was, rapping of that time.
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm having good times. No one's going to stop me.
To me, they have some songs that are really good, but their albums do not hold up.
The one they made recently was fucking stellar, front to back.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
I was on acid when it came out the first time I heard it, so I have like a permanently like that was incredible.
No, Q-Tip's still good.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, they're a good group, but as far as top hip-hop albums ever, I
agree
don't know
with
if I would throw them up there.
Illmatic's definitely higher. Chronic at 35 of greatest albums ever. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
32 is Lemonade by Beyonce. 27, Enter the 36 Chambers.
I
feel like a lot of these they put on for importance to culture.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
instead of actual. But if that's the case, Illmatic should be where the 36 Chambers.
20.
That's what I'm saying. That should be switched. I mean, Lemonade, I guess, was a good record.
22 is Ready to Die. Notorious B.I.G.
Ahead of Illmatic?
Yes, fuck yes, 100%.
I don't know about that.
As an album, it's better.
Oh,
I don't think it is. Every song on Illmatic is not. There's not a single bit of filler on Illmatic.
What's Ready to Die's filler?
Yeah,
the fucking answering machine.
Yeah, that was standard in hip hop.
The entire first track was just filler.
No, it wasn't.
19 To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
That's weird.
I don't like that album.
17 is Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That makes sense.
All right,
that's fair.
I like that.
It's a great album.
Takes a Nation of Millions at number 15 by Public Enemy.
Search for where the Slim Shady LP is.
Wait.
Michael Jackson Thriller at number 12.
Oh, so they did. Okay.
Yeah, and Beatles Revolver at number 11. So that means that the highest topping hip hop record is Public Enemy's It Takes a Nation of Millions to hold us
and
back.
And the highest topping pedophile
so this is
12.
Definitely. So this is definitely one of those things where they're just like, this was so influential.
I guess because
or important at the time.
Have you listened to a Public Enemy record recently? They do not age well.
Most hip hop from that time doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Sonically, the production is too crazy.
It's a lot of the beats sound very the same, especially on that record in particular.
Yeah.
But they got a letter from the FBI. So.
Yeah, I guess it's a good record. Like, I mean, I've listened to that one. A lot of these I've listened to all the way through. I'm not just pulling this out of my ass.
I mean, I agree with. Public Enemy is great.
Oh yeah,
Elvis Presley was a hero to most, and he never mentioned it to me.
He actually he recanted on that. Actually, after he talked to Elvis's family and found out, that he did pay royalties to all those people and made many of those artists millionaires.
Yeah. I did not know that.
He was less racist than you would have thought.
Yeah, well, and Chuck D's quote about that was it was something to the effect of he's like, yeah, I mean, I ended up talking to Elvis's family, and I don't believe that anymore, but still. Fuck John Wayne.
But also, you could say not fuck Elvis, but he's still not a hero.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm glad that, I mean, what's the highest Elvis gets on there? Because
he wasn't an albums guy.
No. I mean, honestly, like, Elvis is one of those things.
What I'm interested in. A lot of artists aren't album
He's
people.
A single
and
guy.
Back in the 50s, there weren't albums guys. Like, the Beatles were pretty much the first to do... like Sgt. Pepper was the first. We're an albums people.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I think Steely Dan came before them, but
Steely Dan came before the Beatles.
I mean, as far as like concept records and stuff.
No, Steely Dan didn't release their first record till the Beatles were broken up, man.
Oh yeah, no, I got decades mixed up. That was me being a high dumbass. I got the 60s and 70s mixed up.
No one should know these things. But
this is where my autism shines.
Well, this record, I assume that they populated the list the same way they did last time, which is Rolling Stone probably sent out ballots to a bunch of people, and then they compiled it. Music critics and artists and stuff like that. So
Jay-Z being in the top 100 is a crime at all. Ugh.
Wait, you think it's a crime that
Yes, Jay-Z is the most over.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yes,
it's a crime that he doesn't. It's a crime that he's not in the top 10.
Jay-Z is the LL Cool J of this generation.
I will pimp smack you.
Everybody's like, oh, he's the greatest. He's the greatest. He fucking sucks.
What are you talking about?
He fucking blew up off ripping off Biggie lines. He got bodied by Nas in a battle, and he still tries to claim he's the best rapper ever.
I mean, yeah, but Reasonable Doubt, fucking Blueprint, Black Album, those 3 albums alone, you can't top them, man.
You can, and they have been. They have been topped.
I'm okay with it.
Oh, man, I love a rapper that's just derivative as fuck and then uses his money to promote himself so that people think he's better than he is.
Yes. No, that's
he's
the point.
He's the LL Cool J of this generation. He fucking is.
I can't tell you I know a single LL Cool J song besides
because nobody does. And in fucking 10 years, nobody's going to know a Jay-Z song.
I beg to differ, because Jay-Z still makes records. Jay-Z is still relevant. Who gives a fuck about LL Cool J?
Exactly.
You know?
And at one point, he was considered the greatest rapper of all time.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
Oh,
it's
Cool J?
insane.
Yeah. People give LL Cool J credit for having the first rap love song. I Need Love.
He was the first artist signed to Def Jam.
Yeah.
So he was important in hip hop, and he also got successful enough so that he could promote himself as being the greatest rapper, and everybody bought it hook, line, sinker because he's just good at business.
Yeah, but Big Pimpin'.
Oh, great. That song that is better because UGK's on it.
Yeah.
The song that never would have been popular without UGK.
Or if
without Bun B's verse
for hours about how great Jay-Z is.
Tweet us a random number between 1 and 500. We'll fucking do this again.
And let us know who's right here, because I think Sam's wrong.
Yeah.
And
who won the battle, Nas or Jay-Z?
Oh, well, that's easy. That's Nas. Come on.
No, Jay-Z did.
This is what 23-year-olds think.
No, I mean, look,
Jay-Z did he told me he was the best of all time. He married Beyonce. He must have won the battle.
That means nothing
Jay-Z
to me.
cried on the radio after he heard Ether for the first time. He cried.
The thing
on the radio. He said Nas got too personal. He cried, Daniel. That's the crazy thing is he cried over that.
The big joke
and the
is
reason
that he
cried,
was gay.
The reason he cried is because he loves Nas so much that it hurt his feelings so fucking bad. And that's why Jay-Z tried to release a second diss track. Because his first one didn't work.
And his mom made him apologize. And it was so harsh, his mom made him apologize. So Jay-Z for life. He ended up being more relevant. He has stronger discography.
Nas's new album's great.
How's
very Jay-Z's
good.
Last album? Oh, it's fucking
amazing.
dog shit.
What are you talking? His
His album with Jay Electronica?
It was incredible.
Okay.
I think I might not. I think I might be moving out pretty soon. I think I can't.
You listened to it more than once?
Yes, multiple times.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just say this about Jay-Z. On the surface, am fine with him. There's never really an album of his that I've gone back and revisited.
His music has zero substance.
Except for the Gray album, which is when they mixed the Black album with the White album from the Beatles. Good. I listen to that a lot.
Re-listen to Reasonable Doubt. But I promise you it holds up more
I listen to it all the time, and I always go, maybe I'm going to see what people like about it this time. And it never pans out. There's a couple songs on it I like.
Brooklyn's Finest, that's one of the best samples ever.
Sure, but that doesn't have anything to do with Jay-Z.
I guess.
Jay-Z has great beat selection. He had enough money to launch a great record label, and his legacy is whatever. As an actual musician, fuck him.
I will say he has a lot of bad albums. For as many good albums he has 2 bad albums. Like his albums with R. Kelly are dog shit. Like he went on tour with R. Kelly, and
Jay-Z went through a period where he just kept putting out bad albums.
Yeah, but what he thought were pop records, but they were just bad. Mm-hmm. I'm not disagreeing that Jay-Z made some stinkers, but Take over. The break's over.
There's nothing more classic than Ether starting out with his sample of Tupac going, fuck Jay-Z. It's so good.
Is that Tupac saying that?
Yes, it is.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Why? How did Tupac know who Jay-Z was?
Because he had beef with the whole East Coast.
Yeah. Well, Jay-Z was, like Biggie's, like,
and that's what I'm
protege.
confused. Why is a Tupac album not on here?
That is true.
Yeah,
like
All Eyes on Me.
That's a great album.
one. Fucking 7 Day Theory.
Yeah.
I listen to that one the most.
Oh, man.
How, is that when he was
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
Yeah.
That's his last
one.
album.
Yeah. Tweet us a random number. We'll chat about it on the next one, and
then we'll yell at each other some more.
If Jay-Z gets brought up again, I'm quitting the podcast.
I had this fun story here. This is from Enid, Oklahoma. This is really just a fun exchange. A woman who refused to cooperate during a traffic stop sparked a high-speed chase and a gun being drawn near an Enid neighborhood. 28-year-old Emily Owings was initially pulled over for not wearing her seatbelt. She also did not have a license or her insurance. The only form of identification she had on her was her medical marijuana card.
Hell yeah.
So this is the exchange between her and the cop. Your license is suspended. Why? I don't know. Well, I didn't know that. Now I'm waiting to see if you have warrants through Woods County, the officer said. But I have to poop so bad. Which, as ridiculous as that sounds, you're looking at a guy that has gotten out of 2 tickets by saying I had to poop really bad.
For real?
2. Yes. 1 in Auburn, Alabama, 1 in Los Angeles, California.
I think that's a trick you can only get used
as a white
if you're
man.
white.
100%. Yeah. Oh, I own that fully. That is actually, you remember when all this shit started and white people started realizing cops were bad for the first time, and there was that thing going around Twitter where it was like white people talking about all the ridiculous shit they had done and never been arrested for. Mm-hmm. Like, I recognize that as like a fucking ultra like privileged and triggering thing to do, so I didn't fucking do it. But in the back of my head, I was thinking I got out of 2 tickets for saying I had to poo poo.
Dude, I was on probation. Like, I have a friend who violated his probation, a black friend, and he went to prison.
Yeah.
I violated my probation, and I got a phone call. And then nothing else ever again. And then they just, I've never heard, it's been 5 years.
It must have.
I just never heard from them again.
Well, here's the thing,
and that's white privilege.
I bet that phone call was just as hard for you as prison was for the other guy. Things affect people differently. And,
I don't like phone calls. I'll avoid any phone.
Yeah, like most white people, when the phone rings, I'm like, I'm not answering that. It makes me anxious, the phone calls.
Yeah. Like, I was different after prison, though. I will say that.
The anxiety caused by a phone call versus the anxiety that's caused by, shivs and shanks. And, but yeah, no, I got out of 2 tickets doing this exact thing. So it's not as ridiculous as it sounds. But I have to poop so bad, she said. Where do you think I was going? The officer asked. It's my birthday, Owen said.
That's 2 things. You can only have one thing. You can't have 2 things.
It's my fucking birthday. A bizarre excuse, and her 28th birthday was not the only problem she was dealing with. Police said that she wasn't supposed to be behind the wheel in the first place. There was a warrant out for her arrest in Waynoka for allegedly fighting an officer. And she says, why won't you just let me go? Because your license is suspended. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Otherwise, I wouldn't drive no more. Can I please go home and poop? The Enid officer then called for backup and said, if I can get you to step out of the vehicle for me. Are you going to arrest me? You are under arrest. Are you kidding me? Why? You have warrants in Woods County and they are coming to get you here. The officer said, no, they are not. Fuck you guys. Owings put the keys Owings put the key in the ignition and sped off. So again, she'd be dead. She would be Swiss cheese if this was a black man, 100%. But no, she speeds off. Pursuit lasted several blocks with speeds topping 70 miles per hour. The police say the 28-year-old blew through several stop signs and even into a school zone.
Fuck yeah.
She eventually stopped and surrendered when officers pointed their guns at her. Get out of the vehicle now, the officer said.
She actually wasn't surrendering. She was stopping to smoke a fucking bowl because she's so cool.
Owings was arrested and booked into the Garfield County Detention Center. And when she's getting arrested, she says, "Can I poop in your car, ma'am?"
So did she shit her pants?
The cop says you could have already been on your way.
Kicking around.
The cop says you could have already been on your way to jail. Yeah, but not pooping. Get in the car, the officer said. Owen searched the car and found a meth pipe inside of it.
Well, yeah. And also, if, say, you're ever arrested for, like, protesting or something, not a violent crime, you can pee and poop in the back of a cop car.
Yeah.
If you let them know. Hey. And you don't have to pay for it. So, just a little Snapple fact.
You might as well unload, a
little Snapple fact for you.
Hey, if they don't unload on you, you can unload on them. Mm-hmm. How about that? Huh?
Yeah.
Talking about shit here, people.
Fun times. A lot of fun times we're having.
Yeah, so, anyway. Yeah, the first time I was speeding, and I was right next to my parents' house, so I whip around the corner into my parents' neighborhood because I had seen the cop pass me and see that I was speeding and do a U-ey and light me up. So I made that turn real quick, knowing he was going to be right behind me, and then I just got out of the car and I was going up the stairs, and I think I was probably 17, 18 at this point, and the cop pulls up. He's like, "Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I have Crohn's disease. I have to poop really."
Nice.
I was 17. I had just found out what Crohn's disease was.
Do you have Crohn's disease? Fuck yeah.
I just told him that. I was like, I have a medical condition. I have to go to the bathroom right now. Yeah, I stole Crohn's Valor. Sorry, Crohn's people.
Man, this is so much more white privilege than I actually imagined the situation to be.
Oh, yeah.
You literally were running away after evading in your car.
Directly to his face. And he was like, "Well, hold on now, son. Hold on. Let me see your license and registration." I showed it to him. And he was like, "All right, well,
Well, it looks white to me. All right."
Yeah. And then fucking let me go. And then the next one was New Year's Day 2016 at right in front of the Panera Bread on Sepulveda down by LAX. I was picking up a group from the airport for a tour, and there was a light where you're not supposed to do a U-turn there, but I didn't see that, and so I made an illegal U-turn, and the cop lit me up right in front of the Panera Bread. And fortunately, I knew that Panera Bread had a good place to shit because I go shit there sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so when the cop pulled me over, I was just like, I have Crohn's disease. and I'm trying to get to this Panera Bread because it's the only place here with a bathroom, and it's an emergency. And she was just like, "Okay," and just didn't give me shit.
Yeah, just tell them you have to poop because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, sometimes cops just don't want to do anything.
Yeah. I tried it. As
long as you're white,
they
don't want to do anything.
This only applies to white people.
Anybody
else?
Exactly.
Just do whatever they say.
Oh my god. Well, are you guys ready for our jam of the day today?
Dude, I'm so ready to fucking jam,
brother. Oh my god. Well, this one comes to us. Our friend Dr. Pat actually suggested this one, and boy was it a good one. White Zombie, Thunder Kiss 65 is a fucking jam of the day.
Where's White Zombie on that list?
Oh, good question. I don't know. Was
White Zombie Rob Zombie's band?
Yeah, this is Rob Zombie's first band.
People tell me I look like Rob Zombie sometimes.
No, I can see that. I can see that.
See a little bit.
Listen to this.
I don't love it.
No one can understand.
It doesn't matter.
It sounds like a South Park song.
It does.
Yeah. Pat and I were doing a bit on the last Corona Diaries he was on of Joe Biden trying to describe this song to somebody, and it was very fun. Just like, "Hey man, no, it's the one with the sexy Frankensteins dancing in the video. Hey man, it's the one that goes rop boop bop doop ba bop." So, this is White Zombie, Thunder Kiss 65. Let's get down into these comments here. Yabus from 1 week ago. This is the gangster rap of metal.
No, it's not.
What?
That'd be body count.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying Snoop Dogg never went...
No, but Ice-T might have.
Yeah, Ice-T made a lot. Ice-T made more metal records than rap records, I think.
That's probably true, yeah. Turry Be Good from 8 months ago. When this song came out, I was partying hard as fuck.
Same, brother.
Coke, beer, whiskey, hookers, guns. I'm shocked to be...
This is a good band to do whiskey, beer, and Coke to.
I mean, absolutely. I want to do cocaine just listening to this.
And guns, too.
This is back when music used to rock.
I want to do guns. I want to do guns so bad.
He says, "I'm fucking shocked to be here in one piece. Fucking zombie forever." This next one, South from Texas, from 5 months ago. And you can tell this person is really from Texas and not some strange foreign
We'll be the judge
Eastern
of that.
Bloc country. Our church group got free tickets to go see them. We were not related. We so love the performance. We would like to see them again if they ever group up.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel that way about White Zombie.
Yeah, they
Sure.
seem to be a pretty good. I mean, I people seem
It
to like
launched
them.
Rob Zombie's career, and
That's
you
true.
know, listen
Yeah,
to
this is fine.
It rocks.
Like,
It
it's,
rocks.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Of all the jams we've done, this is probably the most genuinely good song.
Musically,
Like,
yeah.
like most musically competent song.
Shalla Swanner from 3 days ago. This is a blast from the health department.
Hell yeah.
The only test I actually study for. I guess that's a joke about STDs, but I don't quite get it. This song, I was trying to figure out like what it means, the 65, and the best I can tell is that that's the year Rob Zombie was born. So I think this is the best song ever about your own birthday. So
Right.
That's pretty cool. Dude, that's
We got
pretty,
Jeremiah birthday sex.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Jamie Babame from 3 weeks ago just finished watching The Founder, the story of Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's. And I was
Daniel reminded me I have a joke about this movie.
He does.
And I was
That's how I
learning-
met Sam.
about his first wife, Ethel Fleming. She was an actress, and in 1916 made a film called The Kiss. I tried to find a segment of that film,
16?
and I tried to find a segment of that film, and this is what I came up with. So
White Zombie?
a man looking for a silent film from 1916 instead found Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie, which is fucking.
Wait, what was her movie called?
It's called The Kiss.
Okay.
So he was just Googling Kiss, I guess, and this is what came up.
I wonder how many Gene Simmons. Also, Gene Simmons in The New Guy, the head,
was in The New Guy,
the head of a black choir.
It's pretty great.
He's in another movie that was filmed in Austin. He's in Mike Judge's Extract.
Yes,
Oh,
great
yeah.
film.
Great film, and I remember when they were Mike Judge was doing an interview for Extract and said he was describing the type of person he wanted to portray this character, and he was just like, "Yeah, I just want like this unrelenting asshole, like just the biggest piece of shit on earth." You know, like a Gene Simmons type. And somebody just suggested, why don't we just ask Gene Simmons? And he's like, okay. And they did. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it.
And I bet he was a real cunt to everybody involved.
I'm sure he was.
All I've
yeah.
ever heard about him.
Absolutely.
I've
yeah.
never heard a good thing about
Oh, yeah.
Gene Simmons.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
Or a good thing from Gene Simmons as
Yeah.
far as his music.
Oh, yeah.
That Kiss was not on that list.
Dude, hit.
Yeah, they couldn't even make it in
Oh,
the top
but
If
500.
Kiss is on the top 500 best albums of all times, any Kiss, then it's officially like invalid.
But I'm hoping that Hall & Oates' Kiss on My List is on the list.
That should be.
Sure.
I was
Yeah.
listening to Hall & Oates the other day. Great fucking band.
Rasputin disclaimer from 5 days ago. This is a work of fiction and solely the property of the original creator or creators. We take no responsibility for decisions taken by the viewer based solely on the information provided in the virtual application, any dimension visited, or any dark energy absorbed or manifested.
You do not have.
Was there part of that was supposed to be interesting? Or
Was part of that supposed to be you have to have express written consent from the MLB?
That's why I thought he just copy and pasted that and then wrote some of it demons at the end.
Yeah. X-Twitch Big Drizzy from 1 week ago. Now hear me out. Coke plus this song plus a Harley equals America.
And when you listen to it, you hear that driving bass, and that's like rail, do a fucking rail. Dude, I'm gonna hit my rail during the solo.
Yeah. Ivan.
If Rivers just pulled out a Coke spoon right now, I'd be like,
Starts
it's
doing blow off that letter opener.
You want to dance with the devil? Ivan Guthrie from 8 months ago. I was 14 years old, 120 pounds soaking wet, in the mash pit. None drew near. Loved it when big dude would try it. They always end up on their face. Always.
And that was the
yeah.
night I tried heroin.
Dude, when you're a 14-year-old
And
knocking
100
people out in the mosh pit,
120 pounds? Yeah, I'm sure.
that's what you do at a White Zombie show.
Every bit of this one adds up. Dougie D. Douglas from 7 months ago. It's Valentine's Day. My girlfriend has been on Twitter all night because she's sad Andrew Yang dropped out. I feel so alone. Thank you, White Zombie. I love you.
I love that. A dude who goes to White Zombie with his girlfriend.
Your girlfriend is some libertarian idiot.
Sad about Andrew Yang. This one is Toasted Joe from 3 weeks ago. This song reminds me of hanging out in the desert in 3rd grade with my uncle and his several lady friends. Oh, no. That sounds like abuse, I think, is what that's...
Yeah, just neglect.
Yeah.
Sounds like he got a bunch of prostitutes and...
My uncle made
my
uncle made me hide behind a saguaro cactus so I couldn't see what he was doing.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
traumatic.
sure that uncle did not try to hide anything.
No, I'm sure he probably...
He's like, let me teach you about this.
Yeah, there was... The watching was encouraged, at the least.
Yeah.
Erica Roberts from 1 month ago. Angie Weber, sociopath. Shapeshifter, dead. Tanya Monroe, also murdered.
What?
Barry Waters, both men were Erica Roberts' boyfriends.
Barry Waters?
This is Erica Roberts saying this, that apparently a bunch of sociopaths and murder victims were both her boyfriends.
Wait, what are their names? Give me just one of them.
Angie Weber, sociopath.
Weber. Typing it in.
Shapeshifter, dead. Tanya Monroe, also murdered. Barry Waters, both men were Erica Roberts' boyfriends.
Barry Waters. I thought there's a Dallas comedian named Barry Whitewater. I was like, wait, Barry's dead? What? I was about to get so upset.
Roy Dabra from 1 month ago. This is the dance I do when I get 2 tastemakers in my ramen. I don't know if this is true, but it seems like maybe...
Is that when you double season
I think so.
It might be some British shit. I think British people call the seasoning packets tastemakers, which is great.
Fucking... they're a dumb people. I don't know how big your UK audience is, but...
Do they eat Vegemite there, or is that just Australia?
That's Australia. That's Australia.
Yeah, Australia, you're disgusting too.
Pretty much anybody who's not us.
No, anybody who eats fucking chicken bouillon on toast is nasty.
Era's Ghost from 1 month ago. Next time I listen to this, I'll be sure to smoke plenty of tree and ghee.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to fly around these Phoenix, Tempe, Scottsdale streets with 0 fucking cares in the world.
That is some Tempe shit.
What is ghee?
It's clarified butter.
That's the only thing I'd ever heard it as, but this guy's like, I'm going to smoke plenty of tree and ghee.
I think meth.
Is it?
Geek.
Oh, maybe he left out a K or something.
I think also this could just be some, I don't know.
Idiot.
That would be cool if he was blazing clarified butter. Is it spelled like that sort of ghee?
G-E-E.
Huh.
And G.
Oh, maybe he means like GHB.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
What's another drug that starts with G?
Gabapentin. That's more of a mood stabilizer.
Lucy the Ninth Archer from 4 months ago.
That's a cool name.
I'm here, Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
I got a crush on a white boy that's crazy with his southern drawl.
Is it Rivers Langley?
Hey, let's hope so. I'm gonna message Lucy the Ninth Archer.
Dude, you should DM her.
Well, no, she says I'm here, Kaz. So she's specifically in the comments looking for somebody.
I love that. I love that people just use YouTube comments as misconnections.
Outstanding.
We see that a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Many times.
Got a couple more here, and this is where we start getting into Crazy Town for real. Mike Soder from 9 months ago. We told you to stop telling on us, Rob. Now there's all this and that going. You've got our attention, Robert. I hear them knocking now, and they don't go away. Robert, they're noisy, man. Fuck! Get 'em out. Get them out of my led them to me.
That is somebody who is having a bad PCP trip.
Rob?
While listening to... He's talking to Rob Zombie, I assume.
I was about to say, Rob Zombie, if somebody comes up to you with a copy of The Catcher in the Rye, fucking run. Evil Presley from 2 months ago. One time at a White Zombie show in 1993, I stage dove and crowd surfed for 3.5 songs. I was screaming to be let down by the third one.
I'm sure you were just roped a bunch.
Crowd surfing never seemed fun to me. And maybe it's because I'm a big fat guy and it never seemed feasible.
I didn't want to be touched by a bunch of strangers.
Have this, and I'm not, discriminating against you because you're a smaller guy, but have you ever been crowd surfed? Like, no. Okay. I just, most of the people I know who've done a bunch of crowd surfing tend to be, smaller, shorter.
I guess I'm still short. Yeah, I was about to say. See, that's the thing. I'm fat and short. That's I can't be
tossed
both
around
things.
like the guy in The New Guy.
Yeah. Boy, was he funny.
Boy, was it funny when they just showed him walking. That was a good joke they wrote into the movie.
Don't get me started. I'll start laughing too hard. We will never get done.
Ronald C. Hefner from 2 months ago. Amiltark, Amtrak, Amityville, Kyliuk, Civilian, Critter Week Juices, Shutter Kodak Moments, Must Brushes Brando.
Whoa.
Give you something to think about, huh?
The Russ mushes the must.
Must rush brushes Brando.
Must rush brushes Brando.
I do think some of these are like the voice to text. This can't possibly be typed out.
So careful listeners to the show will note Ronald Hefner. This is his 4th appearance in the Jam of the Day because he was.
My God.
Oh, he's the metal guy.
He also commented during Higher by Creed, Bad Company by Bad Company, and Click Click Boom by Saliva. He was also up in those comments as well. So this guy, and I haven't been tracking him.
He's a good legend.
He just appears in the shithead anthems that I'm trying to find.
I bet we'll find more and more.
There's like a 15-year period of music this man loved.
Oh, I have. Yeah,
And
no uploads, just a bunch of likes.
Just go through everything he likes, and I bet the comments for everything he likes are incredible.
And finally, and this one's also real crazy, Katrina Segura from 9 months ago. Please add the second remaining gimmick to the Holocaust and the reminder of the hour. But baby, are you Aaron's Gooding? Being the big tree and the booth to Bomba? Oh my daddy. I'm not sorry.
Is that Shel Silverstein?
I let's go, Scooteroo, and rhyme the pocket and pin. To point fingers out of the finders keepers. Oh yeah. Let the first go to make the hive mine, the first place of camp. Let's play. Please let's play. Play the fucking game. ID proof for next few days, and I have a good feeling about Troy King Road.
Well, that made me sad.
And that...
I'm not sure I understand what that guy was trying to say.
Lady, Katrina Segura.
Oh.
And that is White Zombie, Thunderkiss 65, and that's our Jam of the Day. Shout out to Dr. Pat. Oh, my God.
Thank you, Pat, for letting me know about the Chinese Xanax bus going on, too. Gotta watch my back.
Uh-oh. That's no good. And that's our Jam of the Day, and that is our program. Thank you so much for joining us. Sam, where can people find you online?
Slam harder.
And Daniel, where can people find you online?
You can find me at MagDaniel on Twitter, and listen to my podcast, Reefer Sadness. And you can also find me at Daniel/Magden. No, Daniel forward Magden. At I think slash Magden on Venmo.
Yeah.
Give me money, please. I'm very desperate.
And you're on Switch. People can.
I'm
ball?
on Switch. You can ball with me if you guys want to. A little carrot, but give me money. Give me money instead.
It's never not going to be funny.
I've seen this work for Sam, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and take his funds.
See, and that's why you shouldn't give him money, and instead, any money you would give to him, give to me instead.
Once again, if you've not done so, head over to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Review this podcast, and then while you're at it, head over to Reefer Sadness, review that one.
Give it a review.
Leave a 5-star review with the weirdest thing that you can think of. Don't say any cuss words because Apple Podcasts will not post those.
And because I think swearing's abhorrent.
Yeah. It is their rule.
You use asterisks.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can use asterisks. It's their rule.
Asterisk it up, as long as it's not an asterisk for a racial slur.
Leave a wacky review, and I will pick the funniest one and send you a T-shirt in a few weeks when we get them all in there.
I appreciate that, Rivers.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and I said this last time, but I've got more people on the lineup now. On Saturday, October 3rd, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 p.m. East Coast time. I'm doing a fundraiser on Zoom for my friend Ian Dent, who is running for coroner in Richmond, Indiana. If elected, Ian will be America's first trans coroner. That's a huge thing because trans people, when they die, they want to keep their name that they go by, as opposed to their birth name. And in a lot of smaller communities, when you die, if the coroner is a fucking asshole, then he's going to give you whatever name your parents give you, and very much against the dead person's wishes. So this is a big thing for the trans community, and that's a dark fucking subject matter, of course, as anything related to death is. But this show is going to be fucking hilarious. The lineup as it stands now, I'm going to be hosting. We've got Roy Wood Jr., who is going to be there.
A big
alongside Gareth Reynolds from The Dollop, Brandy Posey from the Lady to Lady podcast, Jackie Cation from the Jackie and Laurie show.
Dude, you get some good gets.
And
it's gonna be a good show.
And Keith Carey from the Mean Boys and Roast Battle.
He's hilarious too.
So
Dude,
this is gonna be a fucking banger of a show, and I still got lines out to a couple of other famous people. So we'll see. It's gonna, but yeah, that's gonna be.
Rivers knows too many good comics.
It's gonna be on October 3rd. Please join us on the Zoom. I'll have the link and stuff when it goes up, and also tell everybody that's rich, because it's a fundraiser. We want to get some funds coming in and get Ian over the top with that campaign. And until then, yeah, like I said, check out my social media at Rivers Langley. I have details about that. And thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next time. This is show number 86, and I wanted to play something from my favorite record that came out in '86, Cuyahoga from REM's Life's Rich Pageant. Which
now that's a record.